2 years down on the mission, the man is lost. And we both feel that you could use a break. I think I'd like that very much.
We got kicked off a movie set weeks ago. Nick's offering $30K for the first photo of her.
Half of these assholes would kill themselves if we didn't take their picture.
Miss Day?
This way, you scared!
My bad, y'all. I don't know why I do that every time I jump on here. My mic be muted. But we are back and we are live, and we got a new review of Black Mirror Season 6, Episodes 3 and Episodes 4 for y'all. And of course, we are starting off with Episode 3, Beyond the Sea review. I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all right now, Maisie Day is probably my favorite out of this new season right now. I ain't got the Episode 5 yet, but right now, Maisie Day is probably my favorite. But before we get to Maisie Day, we are starting off with Beyond the Sea. What's going on, the deal?
My bad, I was trying to get shit together.
Oh, you good, you good. I was actually didn't know if I sent you the right link because I had set up Uncut, and I said, damn, did I send her Uncut link? I had to make sure.
Nah, I would have told you. I wouldn't have been just sitting there.
But as far as Uncut, we are still going to be talking about some hip-hop music. We got Travis Scott dropping the album, but I also seen some new trailers coming out for The Exorcist. I ain't seen nothing yet, so I said, why not go ahead and just mix everything up? We'll do Uncut instead of Beats and Mics this week. Next week, we are back with Beats and Mics because we're going to be talking about Quavo's album. I think that come out next week. Somebody's album come out next week, but I know Quavo dropping one too. But just to keep y'all a heads up on everything, and make sure y'all check out Bigger Ford's channel. He did The Walking Dead Dead City in the Night. I was on there for a little while. But yes, Beyond the Sea, man. We're introduced to two characters named David and Cliff. And when we first
I'm glad you remember their names because I did not.
Oh yeah, I had to.
I'm like blonde-haired white man and dark-haired white man. I'm sorry that.
Did this seem like modern times when you first get to introduce them as far as them and their families? Because I always feel like it was almost like the 80s or something. I don't know why I was like, is this modern times?
I know because I had that same question in the next episode also because of the events that were going on and then the fact that she was using a flip phone. But anyway.
You talking about Maisie Day?
Yes, you didn't peep that stuff. Listen to
I'll
what
have to see when we get to.
I'm gonna tell you because I was like, is this like the past or like what the hell?
And I said it when I got on here. Maisie Day is probably my favorite right now out of this season.
I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting
hell
it.
no.
I wasn't.
What?
At one point, at the point that I knew it was already too late, I was like, oh.
Even then, I still didn't see what was coming. I thought it was something
else.
I saw. We'll get to it.
I saw it because I put two and two together. But I'm trying to tell you, my detective skills.
Shout out to Black Mirror. Y'all got me with this episode. That's the one. Beyond the Sea. Even with this episode, I had some predictions, but I did not see what was coming at the end. I was like, oh shit, they went another route. But we introduced to these two characters named David and Cliff, and it seemed pretty normal as far as them being family men. Nothing seems too off until we see them go into this like little chamber area where they lay down, and all of a sudden they appear in outer space. And I was like, okay, what's going on now? I'm like, what's going on now?
No, so yeah, because I was like, when they was asking him, oh, you feel real and stuff, and I was like,
that's what I'm like.
Is he an android? Like,
I think it's a nigga alien. And this is before I see them go to outer space or whatever. But come to find out, they are actually replicates that are on Earth, and they are actually in outer space. And I guess they are subconscious go into the into the replicates or the robots.
Yeah, so basically they go into like a state of sleep to where their consciousness is controlling the android, the replica on Earth. So they can be there physically with their families while they're out in space for 4 years. Because apparently that's how long their
I think they long
mission.
Didn't he say they was already out there for 2 years and they got like 4 more?
They had two more.
Oh, okay.
or something like that, or maybe it was 4 more. I thought they said he was up there. They were up there for 4 years, and they only been up there for two. So they got, I don't know, math. Basically, they up there for some years. They just like doing a deed.
But David, his replica ended up coming across some serious complications when he ended up getting his house broken in by a cult led by Macaulay Culkin brother. This
Yo,
this is Macaulay Culkin.
Cali, what is with California in the Colts?
Hey,
Like,
I don't know.
ah man, I just felt so bad because like you just sitting there watching these two men interact with their family. You see the issues, you see the issues with one man and his wife going on. What's his name, Cliff?
Yeah, Cliff.
A- And then you have David and his wife, and they, you know, that you can tell that his family loves him, and that it's just a different atmosphere. You can see the difference between them and their family life.
What's going
But
on, Enzo? Shout out Bigger Ford.
what up, Biggie? So yeah, the cult comes in and they're basically saying that this is an abomination, not like in a religious way, but like in a human rights way. Like
Yeah.
you're violating human rights by having this replica, and it's like calm the fuck down. Like who is
Shout
he
out Tony.
hurting though? Like what
No,
is he hurting or who is he hurting? Like that was just the weird. I mean, I get it because like the whole way that people are with AI. Because I'm just like, we
that's it.
didn't watch a lot of movies, and I guess they feel like maybe this replica could be autonomous, and I'm just like, can it? Maybe, I don't know. If AI takes over the replica, then maybe. Oh my God, I see where they're going now. But they had no right to do what they did. I'm still not
No,
justifying what they
no.
did. I'm just saying because that shit was wild.
Oh yeah, Tony. Shout out to the new guy, Tony, coming through. I'm glad you came through. Tony, you about crazy, man. But let me know if you don't caught up on Black Mirror. But yeah, I don't know why. I was paying attention to the episode, but I don't know why I still didn't know that this nigga was a robot. But once they got into everything, I didn't. I still didn't know this nigga was a robot.
Hello.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna be honest. I ain't gonna come here like I knew everything that was going on. But yeah, come to find out, well, to my knowledge, not to everybody else, because they probably figured it out. David is a robot, and they end up cutting his arm trying to see like what he looked like on the inside, seeing the way he bleeds or whatever. And I'm like, oh hell no! And they end up knocking him out, taking his subconscious back to outer space. But his family is still on Earth, so now he's
Oh
got
no,
to rush to get back to Earth.
no, they yes, yeah,
Wait a
they
minute.
knocked him out. They knocked him out, so his consciousness went back into his real body. Then he went back into the replica, and he wakes up.
Oh, you
And
said
they,
what? You was? I thought you were about to say they're not on Earth or something.
oh no, they murdered
Oh,
him. I mean, unalived him.
I was about to say, wait a minute now. Did I not catch that either?
Oh no, the cult destroyed his replica and then uh unalived his whole family in front of
Yeah,
him
because the whole
before
thing
they took.
is his family letting them know like we not robots either, but they basically saying that y'all basically are accessory to him being a robot or whatever.
Yeah, because like I said, I get their whole thought process, but that don't make it right. And I'm definitely not justifying unaliving innocent people just because they like you sleep with the come. Oh my gosh, this shit was mad. I was just like, what the hell?
Man. And I'm thinking like, damn, if he a robot, he ain't like extra strong or something. He ain't got like no extra quality.
No, he's just a replica. He's meant
Man,
to mimic
man,
humans. But I do got a
he gotta be
question
some
though.
defense
Does
mechanisms or
that,
something.
that does he have an appendage? I mean, I was curious too, especially after the whole the other wife, like looking at their situation. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, do they have
This
a?
nigga was literally
Are
a
they
robot.
right?
He was a robot as far as
So
Cliff.
he was so militant, and I just, bruh, mm-mm.
Yeah, Tony, you
Because
gotta get on it.
his child looked like he was scared of him.
Tony out here
Yeah.
wilding, bigger. Shout out to Tony and Bigger Ford. Oh yeah, Tony. Hey, hey. Boom, boom. Roll up, Tony. Roll up. But yeah, David, not only does his family get massacred, but they get set on fire, including him, pretty much destroying his
um,
replica.
yeah,
And now this means that he can't return to Earth. He has to stay in outer space pretty much by himself while the other guy, Cliff Replica, goes back and forth with his family, I think for like weeks at a time and come back on Fridays or something.
yeah.
That is something I wouldn't want to imagine in my wildest. Being on space or being just in some type of facility by yourself all the time. And not only that, living with the whole fact that your family was murdered and you got to keep thinking about that every day by
Yeah, because
yourself.
there's nothing he can do that he just watch TV. Why watch TV? What is there on TV? I don't know if they got like internet access, like computer. I mean, I don't know. They can put their consciousness in their body all the way down on Earth. But I don't
It looked like they
like
might
there's
have had some
nothing.
Zai in there though.
You
Did they?
stupid.
Nah, I mean, that would have helped. Shout out to
That Yeah, but there's nothing in
y'all need to roll up
space
then.
or in that that can make him forget about that, and it's
Nah,
just sad. So then one day Cliff has to rush back into his body on the spaceship because something about an air leak or something, or like it seemed like David was about to take his own life because he was
done. Like, bro, I've
done.
been up here. I done grew out my
Like,
mustache. I ain't took no shower probably in about goddamn, I don't know, 2 weeks. And nigga didn't never change that shirt. Because even when he started going into Cliff body, I was like, brother, you ain't want to change the shirt. Anyway, how'd you get that?
oh, bless Cliff wife. What was her name? Sarah.
He dropped that Walking Dead joint, Tony. Yes.
Sarah, she's such a lovely woman. Like she like basically no, because like she's the one that suggested that because she wanted to help him and to help him feel better. And so Sarah comes up with the idea to let David,
Use Cliff body.
basically come and go into Cliff's body for an hour, and Cliff agrees. And just because you want to keep the person sane that you got to spend the rest of these years with manning this two-man ship, that
2 men. Because they need
two
2 men.
men,
It can't be one.
yes.
It got to be two.
Yeah.
So he been a little selfish still. It was like, nigga, I need this nigga. Like, if I didn't need him, I probably would just be like, bro, do what you got to. Like that.
Right. He was so emotionless though.
He was, even in space and on Earth with his wife. Give or take, he was
Yeah.
playing a replica, but still, that was the difference between him and David as far as when he was with his family. Oh yeah, Big always dropping some heat. He do. Besides when he trying to be pretty much DC hater, or when we was doing our verses musically, and he pretty much was being biased. But anyway, yeah, David ended up going down there to Cliff's body using his subconscious, and this has been a while since he's been on Earth.
Yeah, and he cries, and I mean, like you gotta think about it. He ain't had
I knew it
nobody
was
to
coming.
comfort him. Like he ain't had nobody to comfort him because Cliff ain't about to comfort him. Cliff don't even comfort his wife apparently.
Tony,
And you
you
see the
got
way
that
he got
fire.
his son act like he's scared of him.
Yeah, because hold on, we're gonna get to that, but the whole thing with David doing the subconscious, and did they show that part when he slapped his son upside the head?
No, they didn't
I was
show
about to say,
the
I didn't remember
actual
seeing
stuff.
that because I would have been like, oh, hell no, nigga, you got to stay up here, bro. You got to stay your ass up here, man. I done tried to help you now.
Oh,
We
but
get
yeah,
into a thing,
so
though, with David wanting to do painting. He enjoyed himself, and I want to ask you before we even finish this, did you call this
okay, this is what I thought. I thought that they were actually gonna start having
affair?
Yes. I thought
Yes.
they was gonna start
Yes.
having an affair, and then I thought that she was gonna get pregnant, and then Cliff. But then I was like, "But wait, can she actually get pregnant? That is a replica. It's an android, so it's like you can't." And I was like, "But," and then he was gonna be like, "Well, we had sex, you know."
Damn, you went way beyond what I was thinking about.
I was going to,
Like, what?
but then I was like, I don't think she could get pregnant by the replica, or does he even have those parts? But I thought yes, that they was gonna have a full blown affair.
I was thinking that she was going to end up having an affair with him and get to a point where she wanted him to stay down there and they work out some type of plan to take out the real Cliff. But I
Oh,
didn't know how they was going to
shit!
do that because of the whole 2-man thing and them having to need him to go up there. And then they got to that one point where David was like, "Nigga, I think I'm gonna let you go," but it was something else going on, and that's where they got me because they flipped it. I didn't know they was
Oh
gonna go
yeah,
there.
I didn't know they was gonna go there either. But yeah, I thought they was gonna start having a full blown affair, and I'm glad it didn't go there.
Shout out
But
to the wife.
David,
She held it down. She wanted
David
to.
ain't. She wanted it too,
She wanted.
but
That
she
nigga was in
still
there
used her
painting, playing
logical
Marvin
brain and
Gaye.
was like,
Man, he was sitting there
he,
talking.
he
I don't know
put the
what he was
moves
doing with
on
his
her.
hands, but that shit was some magic because him and his wife, his real wife, and her, she started goddamn, her eyes were going in the back of her head. And y'all know what that like, that's it.
Hey, he an artist. He good with his hands.
Hey, yep, there you go. Cause damn, she was like, she fought that shit though. He was on some demon possession shit. I was like, what is that move? I need to learn it. But nobody even had their clothes off or nothing. He was just goddamn
Right.
rough doing so. He rough, man. Hey Tony, it depends on the way you getting excited though. Now I'm just messing with you. You must got some fire though, Tony. I need to know what's up, man. Where you at? But
For real,
yeah,
for real.
she ends up pretty much trying to convince the real Cliff that, you know, David need to not come back. And she don't even tell him about the whole thing with him touching and they doing what they was doing. It was more so of her saying the thing with the son and him hitting the son.
Yeah, because the son messed up the painting, and then he hit the son for messing up the painting. And I'm just like, and then Cliff was like, he
Yeah,
messy. Like, nigga,
that nigga
what?
hard headed. That's what he basically. That nigga bad. He ain't seen it when he punched that shit in the floor. Man, I had to whoop his ass. That's basically what he was saying, y'all. He ain't say it like that, but that's basically what he was saying. He needs some discipline. I was like, nigga, from
That
you,
little
the
boy looked
real
like he
father,
was
not this nigga that's kind of crazy in here right now that don't have it all together, that just lost his
right.
family. You, robots in these guys, and that's pretty much Cliff. Because this nigga, I was like, she even was like,
Nah, Cliff started showing some emotion when he found them pictures.
yeah,
Cause
the android shit went out the window. Even when he went to Earth, bitch,
oh
you
yeah,
doing what? You did what?
you showed him what? He draws from memory. I knew he was gonna bring that shit up. What he did, what you just showed him? I was like, I thought he was gonna hit her. I was
I'll
like,
start
oh
thinking about
god.
Andre. Bitch, was you naked? Is it bigger than mine? That's
Oh
basically
my
what he
god.
wanted to ask. But he was in your body, nigga.
Right. And it's a replica. Do the replicas even have those parts? Because I'm like, anyway.
But some way, somehow, this nigga David still convinces Cliff to let him go back on Earth with his family, even though he know he tried to smash. All right. At this point, I like, okay, now he's gonna pretty much try to kill Cliff, the real Cliff. That's what I thought he was gonna try to do, even without the blessing of the wife. But no. And we do get the little part where it seemed like he faked some type of emergency or something to get Cliff to
He
come
do.
back to space and send him out in space to go fix it because he's the only one that know how to do it or whatever. And it at a point where it seemed like this nigga is not
I
gonna let
thought he
him
was
back
gonna
in.
leave him out there.
Yes.
I thought
I
he
was
was
like,
gonna leave him out there. And I thought he was gonna try to act like Cliff and go, oh, I
that's
was
what I was
like,
thinking he was
oh
about to do.
god.
Use his
Ah!
subconscious and try to go back and act like Cliff or whatever. But no, he do something way fucking worse. I was like, wait a minute. He does let Cliff back in. And I was like, oh, okay. But this nigga was like, I'm in the bathroom. Cliff like, no, the hell you waiting? Where the hell was your black ass at? No,
You're
no,
like,
you
where
didn't.
my tags at?
No,
Where my
you didn't.
tags at? When he went back to Earth, I was just like,
I
and
did
then
not
his
see that.
hands. I
I
was
was like,
like, bro, you got me, because I didn't see that coming either. I knew what had happened once he asked where the tags were. I was like, he told him, "You don't know how I feel," and he showed. He go, damn. I was like,
David pretty much
damn.
massacred Cliff's family, and
And
not only the
and
fact
I'm
that
like,
Cliff,
how do you explain it? Like, cause how does that look now? Now it looks like you, like the replica went crazy, and or you went crazy. But how do you explain that it wasn't you? It was the man. They
and
might as
that's
well
the whole
stay in space
thing,
now.
and that's my thing. The way Cliff goes back to space, and your boy David sitting there, he kicks a chair over like, "Nigga, get to work. Let's continue doing what we got to do."
I mean, cause honestly, what they gonna do? Abort mission or take their own lives? And then the fact that when both of them go back to Earth, neither one of them got shit to go back to. I mean, at least David is a free man because he didn't do it.
Yeah,
But then at the same time, it's like you can't. As soon as we get back to Earth, I'll murk him. Like we stepping off the
Mark,
spaceship,
nigga,
I'm murking him.
fuck space. It's over. The mission over.
Right? You like you
We
like
out of here.
mission over.
Yeah, mission
We
over.
both
We
we
going out
both go.
together. I'm gonna take you out first though, but I'm gonna enjoy myself a little bit. Then it is what it is. I might even subconsciously
Oh,
going back to Earth, and whatever happens, happens. But yeah, he got to go
right?
right then and there. But it's that expression on his face. It's basically like, I can't do nothing. I got to sit here with you, knowing what you just did to me. That was the expression that he had on his face to me. Like, we about to continue doing what we doing as far as staying in our space and doing our job. And the
Yep.
shit goes off, and I'm like, okay. So these niggas gonna keep. All right.
Couldn't be me. Like you.
Next, Maisie Day. I was about to say Maisie.
Mm-hmm.
Maisie Day. We get a paparazzi named Bo, played by Zoe Beats. I think that's her name. She done been in a couple movies. She done Deadpool. I know she was in the recent Joker movie. And Atlanta, of course. It's your girl V.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, Bo is with the paparazzi, and this was definitely giving off TMZ vibes or whatever. And she worked with another group. Well, I don't know if she worked with a group, but I think they all together.
The paparazzi know each other. It's more. It's kind of like people that have a Discord together, so they know where other things. Anyway,
I don't do Discord, so.
nerd shit.
Oh, okay. I heard some people have suggested Discord, but I still ain't messed with it yet.
Yes, because Discord you can talk about whatever. It's not. It's like Reddit,
Oh, okay.
but
So
like the
politically
Discord
correct.
groups, it's like Reddit, but you have to be invited to the Discord groups if that makes sense.
That shit sound like Clubhouse. If anybody remember Clubhouse, well, they still do kind of Clubhouse.
It's not like you have to be invited, but you got to have a link. Do you get what I'm saying?
Okay. But yes, Bo. She's working, well, not working once again. She's with another group of paparazzi people, and it's kind of showing the inner outings of the paparazzi and the way they work, and kind of how disrespectful they are, especially to certain celebrities.
They hella disrespectful. Okay, the reason why I ask, what is this? What year was this? Because on the radio they were talking about Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes' child, and I was like, that was like early 2000s. And then the way they were treating the girl, at the very beginning, how they was like trying to take pictures of her dress and stuff like that, it reminded me of Paris Hilton, because they were talking about her sex tape, who had a sex tape in the early 2000s, Paris Hilton, about around that time.
Yeah.
And then the fact that they were always trying to get pictures of Paris getting out the car to see if she had on underwear and stuff like that. Because I just remember
That
like
shit
a
was
lot
sexual
of
assault.
yeah, it
That was straight
was
sexual assault.
yes. This I don't think you remember how many pictures and shit like that. Like, cause them like sports cars and shit. They really low to the ground. So think about trying to get out of a sports car and you got on the fucking mini skirt, mini dress, and heels and you stepping out. Like there's no polite way to get out in a mini skirt of a, car. Like no, like yeah. So a lot of this just reminded me of those days of like hounding Britney Spears and hounding Paris
Yeah.
Hilton and Lindsay Lohan and I mean, but the paparazzi don't do this so much now.
Shit, I mean, well,
They do, but they don't, and it's different
and it's
because
kind of
like
because of social media. Because like it's
yeah,
already out
but
here now.
yeah, because you can get pictures of. We can go to social media and look at pictures of these people versus having to wait to see them in a magazine or wait to see them on a red carpet.
Shout out to Shamonda Jackson, Fire Crotch Paris. Man, hey, Paris Hilton done kind of reformed, man. She out here doing a little thing. She definitely low key. She don't be here like she used to be. But Bo, after seeing kind of how disrespectful the other paparazzi members are being, it kind of gives her the signal to say that she doesn't want to do this anymore. The biggest issue with that is though, Bo is kind of financially unstable. She has a roommate. Well, she's being taken care of by a roommate because she ain't being able to take care of her own bills or whatever, or pay her half for the rent or anything.
I like her roommate because it's like you
Man,
don't want to be confrontational, and he was trying to find the. Basically, he was coming to her with his corporate voice on. You gotta come with the corporate email. Like
man had
I
flashcards.
ain't want to have to pay, but I need you to pay your half.
Please.
Oh man, but yeah, paparazzi, like the fact that these people have no emotions, no feelings, and they just taking pictures of you, no matter how you look, no matter how you feel. Because like I always go back to Britney Spears being a new mom in her early 20s, trying to get to the car with her baby, being chased by the paparazzi. That shit, like I can't even imagine. Like being that young with a baby, and I'm trying to get to my car, and there's people, hey Brittany, Brittany, like what the
That's another thing I like about this episode too. Because boy, if y'all ever come across some shit like this, you will never hear TMZ again or any other platform for that matter. But we end up getting Bo pretty much coming to a situation where she's pretty much comes across a deal. But before we get to that, we have to get to Maisie. I keep saying Maisie.
Maisie.
I didn't know exactly what was going on with this situation at first. I just know we
Okay.
jumped over there.
So, Maisie is a actress. She is filming in a some European country. She looked like she was doing something like Game of Thrones type of thing. So she oversees in some European country with a beautiful landscape or whatever. And so she goes back to wherever she's staying. I don't want to say Airbnb, but whatever. She's wherever they got her staying. She go back there. She's going over her lines and stuff, and she decides to take some psychedelics. And so she, like, oh, I think she got hungry or something. She needed to go get something. So she was like, all right, I'm gonna drive. So she's driving and the psychedelics start hitting while she's driving. Like, ma'am, I was like, because when she hopped in the car, I was like, did she forget that she took something? Because I don't know if that's ever happened to somebody, but like I've taken an edible and forgot that I took an edible and got somewhere. Like, no, I was not driving. No, I was not driving. I forgot that I
Man,
took an edible and I was at an amusement park and I got on the ride and then it started to hit and I was like I was feeling real Final Destination. It's like I was
I made a mistake, and this is a long time ago, taking an edible and going to work, and I started doing somebody else's job. I did that shit for like 2 hours, and I was sitting like, nobody said nothing. Nobody was
who
not at
gonna
that
who
job.
gonna be mad because you doing their job? I'll let
I
you
was
do my
doing it
job.
good though. You know what I'm saying? Like, what y'all not? Anyway, Maisie, she ends up being. I think she was looking for some cigarettes. She was
Yeah,
running out.
that's what it was. She went to the store. She was going to the store to get some cigarettes. Forgot that she took a psychedelic. Started tripping because something happened to her finger, and she was.
And it's raining. Weather
It's
is jacked.
raining.
It's nighttime.
She hyper focused on her finger. She in a foreign country, and she hit somebody. And I'm like, "Pig,
Man,
pig. Like, are you serious?"
Maisie,
She
like,
hit somebody.
nigga,
She
I've
hit
been
a person.
drinking. I done been,
Yes.
I'm on these edibles. I'm good. And she just leaves. So basically on some hit and run situation, as far as we know and what we are seeing
Yes.
right now. So Maisie ends up just leaving. And the next day, she's pretty much looking like she's about to leave out of town, heading back. And she
Yeah.
ended up running into a police escort that's pretty much got the road blocked off where the person was hit. So we going
And I
along with
was
this.
like, damn. So she just hit somebody, and she finna leave the country.
And I'm still trying to figure out what is going on because we were just with Bo as far as the paparazzi girl. So what is going on? Where is this connection gonna come from? I'm following it. This one we get back to Bo and we get her coming across a pretty reasonable deal. The only thing is she don't want to do the paparazzi thing no more. But her friend, I think his name is Hector, he
I
pretty much
don't remember.
telling her about Maisie and saying that she pretty much done disappeared. And if you get a photo of her, you can get about like 30,000. And right now, your girl
Mm-hmm.
need it because her roommate pretty much came out with some flashcards telling her basically you need your half of the rent. Excuse me, right quick. I need to lay this one down right quick.
All right. But yeah, so they trying to figure out where Maisie at, and they trying to follow up on, because nobody.
So Bo is like, yeah, I'll take that deal. And now they on the race to pretty much get this photo of Maisie. More so than anything, they saying if they get a picture of her pretty much under the influence, it'll be a little bit more. Because I'm guessing that's the
Yeah, but
rumors that they're hearing right now.
yeah, because nobody has seen her, but um, Bo is following up on like calling people, seeing where she eat, where she work out, is she still going to these places? So then she comes across this spot where she get noodles
Can we talk
from.
about that too? Because I did enjoy that
What?
them trying to go into the inner workings of the paparazzi and just how much these niggas going on some detective shit. She looking at the bag she might have bought, calling the store. Like I'm like, yeah,
Right,
okay.
right. I
But it's when she
mean,
come across what uh
the noodle shop. It's
yeah.
a noodle shop or something like that. And then one of the people that delivered the noodles was saying that she seen her. So Bo
And
was
we talk
like,
about
all
that
right. What?
because we do get a scene with Maisie
Maisie. Yeah.
as far as when she's in the house and she ordered the food. Then we get some
It's
situation where the house is completely
Oh, she was
destroyed.
drinking. Man, she was day drinking. And I'm like, I thought she was like to my understanding, it looked like she woke up, was drinking some vodka, and then was just like I mean, she we from what we know at this point, I'm thinking she in distress because she feels like she took someone's life and did nothing about it. Like this person's life meant nothing, but they could have meant something to a bunch of other people. And I feel like she was just like, I thought she was having like guilt. You know what I mean?
And you think she was just
Just
spazzing out or something? Because that's what I was
yes,
thinking.
yes. I thought she was just like flipping out, just throwing shit, like just like in a fit, a rage of guilt of. I can't believe I did this and I can't take it back, but I feel so bad and I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. But like I don't
Oh,
know.
this setup is so good. This
Oh,
setup
it was
was so
good. It was good.
good. Because as far as we know, she is staying at a producer's house or something. And this is where your
Yeah.
girl
So,
Bo come in.
and remember at the beginning, we saw her take psychedelics. We saw her eat
Yep.
the shrooms. We saw her, drinking and So I'm thinking she just going overboard. Maybe she popping pills or something, or
Guilty
maybe
conscious.
she
Hit
doing
and run.
more. Yeah, so she trying to numb the pain, numb the memories, the thoughts, because when something traumatic happens to you, like that's not some shit you can easily forget. So I'm thinking she trying to numb the pain and she just going, you know, just above and beyond and just delving deep, into addiction.
Whoever the producer guy was, house she's staying at or whatever, he ends up coming over and talking to her and telling her that they got a place that they want to take her to get her the help that she possibly needs or that she do
Yeah,
need.
because yeah, and then come to find out it's a rehab center. So I'm thinking, okay, yeah, I'm thinking she get rehab for drinking. She was day drinking. This ain't vacation day drinking. This was like COVID day drinking.
Yeah, your
You
ass
just
can't go
wake up
nowhere. You stuck.
like.
That's all you can do. I need some type of excitement, goddamn. We've been looking at each other all day.
Bro, I'll try to tell you.
I go back, man. Well, I was
That's
still
what,
able to work though. That was the thing. I was one of the people that was still able to work. That was the only time getting out the house or whatever. But coming back
nigga.
and
I was
it's
just,
work just thinking about that. Like I got to get out work and go. Man, this shit ain't it.
right.
This
I
ain't
you
it.
gotta
I don't
go
want.
home, go straight home, and just sit there and do nothing, and just look at the people that's been sitting there all day, do nothing.
And these niggas went in school. They were all they way come through the door, man.
Trying to tell you. Look. Anyway,
Leave me alone. But yes, Bo, she ends up trying to get another picture while she sees, or she thinks she sees Maisie leaving. So she takes the chance to follow this black SUV that she thinks Maisie is in, which she does happen to be in. The thing is, once this SUV pulls into a diner, they see Bo.
bruh, I was like, Bo, you not even being inconspicuous. Like, I'm like, you legit following them,
And
and
they
you
like,
see that yes, you see they taking a scenic route, and you following so close, and like not
nobody
even
else on the
trying to
road
make
but y'all.
exactly. She wasn't even being inconspicuous at all. Like, ma'am, you so obvious. We know that you following them. So yeah, they pull off into the diner. Somebody get out the truck, pop them tires, man.
Stay your ass right here.
I was like, ooh.
She ends up going into the diner though, and this is where she calls her friend Hector. She kind of finds this map where they could kind of lead to a rehab facility where she's talking to an individual at the diner who talks about a rehab facility. And this is where she kind of putting two and two together as far as where she think Maisie is going.
Mm-hmm.
Well, oh boy, we get to this rehab facility and a couple more of their counterparts as far as paparazzi people end up showing up because they had a tracker on her friend Hector's bike.
That's fucked up.
So
Yeah,
at
they're
this point,
associates.
now I'm kind of like, it's something that's happening. I don't know if it's
I
with
still
Maisie,
didn't.
but I said, yeah, I was saying it's something
I
that's
didn't
gonna
know
happen with
where they
them
was going with this. I
when
didn't
the
know
other
where they
people
was
came.
going.
I didn't still
I
know where
didn't.
they was going, but I said something gonna happen with them.
Oh
It's
yeah,
something.
these niggas climb under the fence. I was like, this is what, like, to me, that is so degrading just to get a picture of someone. This is what you doing? I was like, oh God. So they dig under the fence, get into the rehab facility, and they find out where she's at, and they start like, you know how good them scopes on their cameras are, and they start looking into the window, and they're like, what is going? They was like, what is she chained up? So then they go in, they see the chains, and I was like, as soon as I saw the chains, I was like, what the fuck kind of shit is this? And then when I saw the chain, when they kept just taking pictures of her, and I was like,
I
earlier when they was at the diner, it was a full motherfucking moon. I was
no,
like,
no. I'm thinking
oh,
something else, deal. I'm seeing
nope,
ghosts. I thought she was
you
possessed.
right,
I thought she was
goats.
possessed.
I
I'm like, they dealing with
didn't
a mother that
look
was that
when
they
I
on
saw the
some
goats.
ecstasy
I was
shit.
still thinking I was still on some weird, kinky, crazy shit. I was like,
Because
what the
then
fuck
they
is
even talked
ghosts?
about the doctor. They said ain't he like some voodoo
He
doctor or something? I
no,
was
they
like,
said he was. They said holistic doctor,
oh,
and I was like, And I was still, that's why I was like, is he gonna sacrifice a goat? Like, why did you know what, the goats, I didn't even pay
That's
the
what I
goats
thought
that much
possession. I
attention.
was thinking about
But
demons and
when I saw the chains, and I remember that because I'm the type of person, I always look up at the moon. So, like, I usually know when it's full. When I saw the
you
chains,
want to tell us something?
and she stop, get out of here. I was like, what?
She's
Change?
warning them.
Why would you change somebody up? I was like, it's a full moon. I was like, ooh, they in trouble.
I said, oh no, y'all
But I
not
still
go this
that.
route.
But see, I didn't see that coming until that point, and that's why I was like, oh. So
Yes.
I figured it out late, but like I didn't I didn't see it coming.
But
I would have
everybody,
never.
it's not demon possession. Maisie is turning into a goddamn werewolf. And they even kind of with the transformation almost took it back to American Werewolf in London for anybody who ever seen that. And if y'all remember that transformation, yeah, they
Yeah,
didn't go that far, but just the way they went it, because it kind of felt, it didn't seem CGI style. It kind of felt practical a little bit. And even when she fully transforms, that shit feels very practical. And if anybody ever seen a movie called Ginger Snaps, this what it reminds me of. This is a very good werewolf horror movie. A very good one.
yeah, I heard of that, but I've never seen
Oh, I'm waiting for this for Halloween. We gonna do this. But
it.
yes, she turns full werewolf, and these niggas are on the run. She gets one of them, and I ain't talking about takeaway or like some flash or whatever. No, we get a full on werewolf attack with her eating somebody ass up and biting their neck full on. I'm all prepared and I'm all ready for it. Like, let's go. I didn't
Yo,
see
and
this
not
shit
to mention, they was just sitting there taking pictures of her. They was the only person that had any compassion was Bo, and she
and
was
her
just
friend.
like,
The nigga said,
yeah,
"Come
her
on."
friend,
Well, he got scared.
yeah.
Never mind. He didn't have. He was still taking pictures too.
He
He
was
just got
taking
scared because
pictures,
he
and
was
then
like,
he
"What
got
the fuck?"
scared.
He said, "Hold up."
But he knew when to stop. The other two was just like, I'm like, do y'all see what I see? After I would have
Hey,
saw the chains, I was gone. Like I said, the chains and then the full moon, I would have get the fuck up out of here. Let's go. Let's
this nigga,
go.
her friend Hector, he like, shit, it is what it is, but I need these pictures because the fat boy trying to get under the damn, what's his name? He like, give me this damn camera. No, nigga, I'm gonna die. I'm taking this footage with me at least. No.
Right.
They end up hopping on the mic, hopping on their bike and making it back to the diner. Well, they end up falling off the bike because I forgot. Oh, they end up running to somebody on the road, which the goddamn werewolf end up coming up and knocking their ass out, well, eating them up too, pretty much.
First of all, this was an awesome chase scene. Like,
Yes. Yeah.
like I was like, oh shit.
It ain't that many good werewolf movies. If
It's
it's
not.
any like that, it's not. And what they did with
They
this,
be looking like furries or just people in costumes.
or you get that CGI shit.
Yeah,
I
you
don't know
just
if
get
you've
hella
seen American
CGI.
Werewolf in Paris. Oh my god. Straight CGI. One of the worst looking horror werewolf movies. Or you gonna get goddamn Underworld.
That's how I'm about to say. What do you think? That I'm about to ask you. What did you think about the underwear ones?
It went not that bad because they kind of use prosthetics too, practical anyway. A little bit, just a little bit. It ain't too much horror though. But if you want to personally ask me, this shit can be in maybe top 10 werewolf films because it's technically a movie. Because all of these, as far as Black Mirror, are supposed to be technically films or whatever, solo films or
Yeah,
whatever.
because these two were pretty long. I feel like they were longer than the first two.
Episode 3 is an hour and 20 minutes. The one we just
Yeah,
reviewed, Beyond the Sea. This one's only like 45 minutes. But either way, and that's what I was saying too. I needed more. I wanted more because the
I want
fact
more.
of when the werewolf end up chasing them and you see that motherfucker run across when they in the diner and she tried, I'm like her, give me the gun. If you don't want to listen, I'm gonna take this damn gun because you didn't see what we just saw. You see the
Right.
goddamn werewolf coming running across the goddamn field and it don't look CGI. It looks straight. Man, I felt bad because my boy back there cooking and he felt like he was hooking up some good shit because the
Not
shepherd steak and chicken.
right, right. He was chefing it up, and I was like, not the chef. I knew he was gonna be
Got
the
him
one to go
first.
because he went out to take the trash out. I was like, God, they got to kill the chef.
My thing is when she started attacking everybody, this is what I was saying as far as even more. She the one that got bit because this is the big reveal. The person she hit wasn't no person. She hit a werewolf, and the werewolf had bit her, and that's what she's been going through. She's pretty much been going through a transformation, and whoever the producer is a doctor. He's pretty much been trying to get her. I don't know exactly
Basically,
still.
I don't know if this was gonna be her first full moon or another full moon, but they were prepared because it was a full moon. So they know she was gonna fully wolf out. They had the goat, she had some food. She was in a secure area where if she broke out, she was still you see how high them walls were?
Yeah,
Those, so
true.
you know
I still don't
like
think
they
that
would
shit would have the way she
I
was
don't
moving.
think if they found a way in, she would have found that way out. So
And them chains wouldn't have been enough. Maybe I don't know because they did unhook the chains, but anyway,
yeah, they did. Like
she goes on a full assault at this diner. Bo is just hiding. She's scared. She done. She under a goddamn table like, no. Your boy, her friend, this nigga still taking pictures. The other werewolf, he in the diner still taking pictures while people are being ate, alive, attacked. And he still, of course, he ended up getting his ass bit.
she bite him in the throat. I was like,
Shout out to Bo. She's able to grab the gun that the sheriff had after he getting his ass ate. When Maisie, aka the werewolf, end up lunging at her, and she able to shoot her. Once again, the werewolf scenes look good. The whole werewolf practical effects and the fact of the way she looked as far as the transformation after she turned back into her normal self, as far as Maisie.
okay, I got a question. Can you kill a werewolf with a regular bullet? Because those weren't silver bullets, were
It
they?
depends on if they following them same rules. They ain't going to all of this. They
Because
might not
I'm
be
like,
following them rules.
so this is like Teen Wolf rules, where like, nigga, you can die from
Yeah.
regular shit. You don't need a silver bullet.
Niggas, if they going by Teen Wolf rules, they got way beyond a werewolf to worry about.
Right?
That's a good point though. I don't know. You ever seen Silver Bullet?
uh-uh.
Stephen King.
Okay.
You talking about a werewolf? That's the werewolf suit. You talking about a person in a suit? Oh, some Godzilla shit from back in the day. But yes. Bo ends up shooting Maisie, the werewolf, and she turns into a normal self. My whole thing is, what is Bo gonna do with these pictures? Because nigga, you ain't only got the pictures of Maisie that people been looking for. You got her turning into a werewolf. You got evidence that supernatural life is out here. What's up?
Right.
Because I don't even think about money at that point. You got to worry about the government.
Well, then on top of that, she got the picture of Maisie taking herself out. Because remember, she handed her the camera and she handed her the gun. And like, she put the camera up and
it might be a thing where she's saying, I ain't even going to use the werewolf pictures. I might just have a whole thing of her suicide.
That's
still messed up though.
Right.
But maybe it's still we're not letting people know the supernatural stuff is out here. I don't know.
So how do you feel about these two episodes being more human driven than technology driven? Because like Black Mirror is basically based on like the horrors of technology and the way humans will respond to it or use it to hurt and harm each other.
Yeah, I feel
versus like these two wasn't highly technology based except for the whole replica thing. I mean,
see, that's what I'm about to say.
But that was still, but he didn't kill him because of the replica. Well, the first one, dude, and his family died because of the replica. But like the rest of it, you have to say like that was more like human psychology. And then this one, yes, we had supernatural things, but we didn't have a lot of technology, and that was still human psychology because the way they were treating her. Oh, that's funny. They were treating her like she was an animal, like she was a beast. Like the whole. See, look, I be
You
thinking.
wasn't deep in it.
I be thinking.
At the same
I
time,
be
they
thinking.
kind of are similar. It's the whole thing with both of the first episodes, as far as episode 1 and episode 3 being about technology somewhat, and episodes 2 and episodes 4 being more horror based. Lock
Yeah.
Henry was the whole thing with the serial killer stuff or whatever, and this
Hmm.
one being the werewolf. So
I wonder if she was shooting in Lock Henry. Cause they do that. They do this in the Black Mirror universe where they'll have someone set in the same place, or like they'll refer to an older place, or they'll refer to some technology that's, or they'll
what
bring
you
up
mean?
old
As far as Lock
technology.
Henry and Maisie, you talking about Maisie?
Yeah, Black Henry and Maisie. Because remember at the beginning, Maisie was in a foreign country. I wonder if she was in the country where Lock Henry.
And that country actually looked like where werewolves would come from. Honestly,
Exactly. That's
it do.
why I said that. But no, Black Mirror has a habit of doing that, because like when you go back and watch the older ones, it's certain technology that'll come up in another episode that they already referred to, or that was the focus of another episode. Like
I'm gonna have to see.
it'll just come back up. Especially like with the whole consciousness thing, because that's a couple of episodes where they talk about uploading someone's consciousness into different objects, or like different spaces. So like that's always a continuous theme too, is human consciousness and what they were able to do with it technology wise. But Maisie Day, I still question what year was this supposed to be, because even the way that they were dressed, the lack of
It was modern day. I think it
technology,
was modern day. I think. I think
they had flip phones though.
that could have been maybe using them to keep a lower, what you would call it, because people not maybe able to
You talking about like
track.
burner phones
Yeah,
or
burner
track
phones.
phones and shit like that? Yeah.
Inside of using a smartphone, where a lot of people might be able to track easier than the older phone. So I think maybe they was using that for that
I
to
don't
keep
know.
her.
They would still talk about Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes on the radio, and
You might be right though. I don't know. You
I'm
could be
just
right.
like Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes being. They
Yeah,
ain't
you
get
is
together
right
for a
about
while.
that though, because they been, because she was Jamie Foxx after that. So yeah, if I'm not mistaken, y'all let me know if I'm wrong.
I think they was just talking, but I don't know. Maybe did they have a full relationship? I don't know.
Oh, they was keeping their shit on the rails, but they kept getting caught out in the streets by the
That yeah, I
paparazzi.
know.
So,
I know. I yeah. See, paparazzi.
but outside of that, anything else you want to add on before we get out of here?
um, nah.
Trying to think of something else on there. It wouldn't be the first. It would be with Maisie's Day. Honestly, nothing outside of Now I Want Another Werewolf movie, a decent werewolf movie. Y'all can do that for me now. I need that now. Outside of that, we will be doing episode 5 next week, so be tuned in for that. And I'm thinking we did this right, because I think episode 5 is one that need to be done by itself. I ain't even
It's
seen.
only one episode left.
Yeah, episode 5. I don't even know what it's called.
Oh,
I started Twisted Metal today too. You know, this stuff started on Peacock, and they got the full season on there.
dang.
So
Oh,
whenever
I forgot about that.
we get a chance, we can check it out. I like kind of the first 2 episodes. It's a little goofy. It got some dark humor in it, but it's a little goofy and silly. But it's kind of funny. So depending on when you get a chance, definitely check that out. We'll try to review that when we get a chance. Outside of that, y'all, tomorrow, Uncut Ish Talk episode 103. We will be here with new trailer reactions, music review, Travis Scott, Utopia. Offset got a single he dropping with Cardi B, Jealousy, and Yo Gotti got a single he dropping. And we got to talk about like I said, Beats and Mics next week. We definitely doing that, because Yo Gotti got a Gangsta Grills mixtape he dropping with DJ Drama. And like I said, I think Quavo dropping his album. So we definitely going to have to be here for next week, Beats and Mics. But as far as tomorrow, we're doing some new trailer reactions for The Exorcist, The Marvels, and I think, no, American Horror Story didn't drop nothing. And I think Saw was supposed to drop a trailer, but I don't think they did. And outside of that, we're going to be talking about some music, and we got a couple more
Yeah, I think
topics to talk
American
about.
Horror Story was just a teaser.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't a full trailer. Yeah, it's more like a promo or a teaser trailer.
And of course, the government said we got aliens out here. So we're going to get into it.
We
See if we can
been
talk to
having
our
aliens. We been having clones. We been having androids. I don't know why
non-human
people do.
bodies, UFOs. That's what they say they've been hiding for a minute. Anyway, make sure y'all come through tomorrow. Other than that, I don't think we got nothing planned for Sunday, so I'll let y'all know what's up. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell, let you know when I upload new videos. Other than that, we out.
Hey.